Cabinet reshuffle with 6 new ministers sent for the King's approval this week by Prime Minister. New lineup sees only 2 sitting Palang Pracharat MPs and 1 ex-MP elevated to a ministerial role. It is also coming at a time of raised political tensions and a growing economic crisis, meaning there is unlikely to be a honeymoon for the high office holders. The Thai Prime Minister Palang Pracharat is believed to have completed his cabinet reshuffle and sent his list of new appointments to the Thai King for approval this Wednesday. Pradeep, formerly the president of Kasikorn Bank, will become Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, while now resigned Government Press Secretary, Niruman Pinayasinwat, will become Deputy Minister of Labour. It was being reported last week that Thai Prime Minister Palang Pracharat has submitted the names of 6 new ministerial appointments to complete his cabinet reshuffle caused by the resignation in mid-July of the government's economic team and a push for change by Palang Pracharat Party MPs and members. The new appointments include former Kasikorn Bank Chief Pradeep as Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, as well as former government spokesperson Niruman Pinayasinwat as Deputy Labour Minister. The Thai Prime Minister has forwarded 6 appointments via the Cabinet Secretariat to His Majesty the King for approval. This will complete the much speculated on cabinet reshuffle following the resignation of the government's economic team some weeks ago and a change at the top for one of the micro-coalition partners, the ACT Party. If approved, the new lineup will see former Kasikorn Bank President Pradeep become a Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. Another key development in the shake-up will be the appointment of former government spokeswoman Niruman Pinayasinwat as Deputy Labour Minister. Ms. Niruman is reported to be close to Deputy PM and new Palang Pracharat Party leader Prawit Wongsuwan. Ms. Niruman is reported to be close to the new Palang Pracharat Party leader, Deputy Prime Minister Prawit Wongsuwan. She was elected to the executive board of the party after Deputy PM Prawit assumed the leadership at the end of June. Ms. Niruman was also named treasurer. A former lecturer at National Institute of Development Administration and US MBA holder before her election to the House of Representatives as a party list candidate in 2019, Ms. Niruman had been a lecturer with the National Institute of Development Administration. She holds an MBA from the University of Pennsylvania and a master's degree from Georgia State University, having previously been a graduate of Chulalongkorn University in Thailand. On Wednesday, Ms. Niruman is reported to have submitted her resignation as government spokesperson as the Prime Minister's finalised appointments were sent on for approval by the Cabinet Secretariat. Chonburi MP to become Labour Minister. The lineup sees Suchat Chomklin, a deputy leader of Palang Pracharat and MP for Chonburi, appointed Labour Minister, a position last held by the smaller ACT Party. In return, Anak Leo Thamatis, of that party, becomes the Minister of Higher Education, replacing Suvit Misinsi, who was one of the 5 ministers who resigned. The newly elected Secretary-General of Palang Pracharat, Ancha Nakase, a sitting MP from Chainat, is to become a minister at the office of the Prime Minister. Former PTT executive to get coveted energy portfolio. The Prime Minister has also brought in Supatanapongpun Machayo, a former executive with PTT, to be the new Energy Minister, a position formerly held by Sontirat Sontigirawong and said still to be coveted by current Industry Minister, Sariya Juangrungruangkit. Clinical attempt to minimize disruption. The cabinet reshuffle represents a clinical attempt by the PM to minimize the political fallout from the resignation of the former economic team led by ex-Deputy PM Somkit Sripatak, first from the Palang Pracharat Party and then from the government in mid-July. New ministers will have no honeymoon. The new cabinet lineup will not enjoy any sort of honeymoon with the difficult economic situation developing within the country, ongoing student protests and political tensions within the ruling Palang Pracharat Party. It is also unclear if the new lineup will have satisfied the rising clamour within Palang Pracharat for more MPs to be given more ministerial positions and control over economic policy. Of the 5 appointments made by the PM, excluding the ACT appointment, 3 were members of the Palang Pracharat Party, 2 being sitting MPs, while 1, Ms. Niruman, is a former MP who resigned her seat after being appointed government spokesperson before her latest elevation.